What is going on, everyone? That's right. Limited Run Games is coming out with something I am very much looking forward to. An expanded edition of Doom for the Super Nintendo. Obviously, I'm not the only one to have talked about this. I'm obviously really late to the party talking about this. That's just the way it is around here. But we're going to talk about it because I find this to be very, very cool. So we're going to go over here and take a look at it. Let me get this going here. Over here. All right. This is their X feed / Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Limited Run Games, the new, the improved, the definitive Doom SNES experience. And it's not just re-releasing Doom for the SNES. It's a whole new thing here that we're expanding it, which I find very interesting. So you have all 4 Doom episodes, including Thy Flesh Consumed, added circle strafe, performance improvements, monster respawning on nightmare difficulty, level codes, rumble support via an all-new controller, which is very interesting. We're gonna move on here and take a look at the standard edition. There's a standard edition and a collector's edition, of course, naturally. And this isn't until 2025, so it's a little ways off yet. Which, you know, when I heard about this, I was kind of bummed. I was hoping this was like right now. Now I'm amped up to try this. But here we go with the standard edition. Oops. Let me get that in view. Maybe. Yeah, it's just not going to do it. Whatever. So here's the standard edition. I know it's kind of cut off on the screen. You get the retro box, which is always cool. It says Doom, Bethesda, it says Forever Physical, where it would normally say Super Nintendo. And you get the instruction booklet, which is basically a recreation of the original instruction booklet for the Super Nintendo Doom. Cartridge isn't red, so, I mean, you got to kind of decipher from the original to this, right? But, however, even though it's not red, it is gunmetal colored. So that should be interesting to see in person. I want to see like a physical, I know we got a picture here, but I want to see the actual cartridge, in motion, kind of get an idea what that gunmetal's like, because that's very interesting. And then, of course, a 12-inch by 16-inch poster. And that is your standard edition, okay? And yeah. That alone is cool. But it gets cooler, because down here we have the collector's edition. And the collector's edition, while not overly over the top compared to the standard edition, says we're bringing the heat with an all-new physical release of Doom SNES, plus a delightfully devilish collector's edition, of which only 666 will be made. Releases in 2025. Stay tuned for more info. So then when we go over here, check this out. Let me see something here. Maybe that'll help. Yeah, that helps. So this is the collector's edition. We have on the box is a little different. We got a premium embossed foil box. So it's going to be a little different. It's going to be embossed foil. So a little bit more premium on that. You will have an individually numbered I can't even talk. Individually numbered certificate of authenticity. So from 000 to 666. Of course, you got your instruction booklet, the poster, the gunmetal colored cart, but this one has blood splatter print all over it and metal plate labels. Metal plate labels. Is it just stickers that look like a metal plate, or is it going to actually be like metal plates? That would be badass, to say the least. Of course, it says includes 14 new levels, nightmare mode, circle strafing, and much more. So, yeah, I mean, wow. This is like probably one of the coolest releases that they have done, that they're going to do, I should say. I mean, look, Doom, played it on a computer, loved it. And then it came out on Super Nintendo, and people were like, Super Nintendo, how's it even going to work on there? But surprisingly, It wasn't bad on Super Nintendo. And the music, my God. The music on the Super Nintendo version, the way it sounds, and just that Super Nintendo audio chip, you know, the way that music sounds on there, it just sounds so damn badass, you know. I loved the damn music on there, the way that it sounds through the Super Nintendo. Yeah, man, I'm very much looking forward to this. I mean, what else can you possibly say? This is super cool. Of course, this is a Super Nintendo cartridge. This is not like going to be some release that comes out on the Switch or anything like that. So we have to keep that in mind. But this is super cool, man. Super cool for the Super Nintendo. A re-release of Doom. And it's going to be all blown out with whole new features and levels added. And yeah, it's just exciting. Like, they don't have to do this, you know? And if somebody's sitting there and they're like, you know what? That Doom on Super Nintendo was pretty badass. Let's face it. It was cooler than the 32X version. It was cooler than the Atari Jaguar version. It was cooler than the Panasonic 3DO version, which we're probably going to review that one soon, because I have that one in the queue to review. Regardless, it's cool. And I loved the Super Nintendo version. Very excited for this. You know, because the other versions like the Panasonic 3DO or Gold Star 3DO, 3DO in general. I just say Panasonic 3DO because that's the 3DO I have. It's Panasonic. And that was the original. But yes, I know. There's multiple different 3DOs. Sanyo and Gold Star and all this shit. But for the 3DO and like the Jaguar and stuff, the screen was shrunk down. And it was on the Super Nintendo as well. But the way they did it on Super Nintendo, you didn't really pay attention to that. The way they did it on there. Whereas on the 3DO and the Jaguar, they made it really, like, noticeable that they shrunk the screen down so small. And just kind of dumb, you know? 32X version, though, is not bad. And plus, the 32X version, let's face it, bonky donks like a motherfucker, right? If you're not bonky donking, I mean, hey. So, the 32X version, absolutely. Bonky donking, can't go wrong there. But, still, just a big fan of the Super Nintendo version, the way that music sounds. It didn't play that bad. And then with these adjustments they're making, they're saying it's going to play even better. So I'm very much looking forward to this. This is just, yeah, you know, they throw these out there at you and you're like, you just don't see it coming, you know? They're like, hey, we did these and that and this and this. And they already did a Doom collection, right? They did a Doom collection before in a physical release as a thing. And that's what they're all about, the physical release, which I love that. Absolutely love that. But they've already done one before, you know? So you definitely weren't, like, eyeballing this to happen. But yep, bam, hey, check this out. Boom. Doom for the Super Nintendo. And we amped it up. And it's like, wow, okay. You just hit me with a sharp left on that one. And, man, super excited for this. Absolutely super excited for this. This is just going to be something else, man. New and improved, it says. I just love that. So, yeah, I know. A bunch of other people already talked about it. But I wanted to get my thoughts out there on it because I loved this version when I was a kid. Loved this version. And to see this. And to know that we're going to have an expanded world in that Super Nintendo Doom universe with that music and everything. I just can't wait to check this out. Can't wait to check this out. I'm obviously going to try to get the collector's edition. It's going to be tough. So we'll have to be on top of it when we pre-order. Because 666 copies, that's all there's going to be of the collector's edition, folks. And that's the one I'm going to try to get. Hey, if we don't get it, it's no big deal. I mean, like I said, it's not like there's just a mass amount of stuff that's coming that's different than that. Outside of the standard version, you know, you got the embossed box, the certificate of authenticity. I just said that very weird. And then Doom, the cartridge itself with the metal plates and things like that, you know. So nothing insanely different than the standard edition, but just enough different that I want it. Just enough different that I want it. And I didn't see anywhere, I mean, there's a special controller coming out too, because it says Rumble support via an all-new controller, so that's obviously going to be separate. And I think there's some information on that, but I don't have it pulled up, but who cares? It's already out there everywhere else anyway. Yeah, Rumble Super Nintendo controller. That ought to be interesting too. Add all that together. Definitely looking forward to this one, folks. So yeah, let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. If you like me touching on like news topics like this and whatnot, let me know too. And if you do like that, be sure to hit the subscribe button, the like button if you liked it. If you disliked it, you can hit that too. I really don't care. And if you are into it, hit the notification bell so you're notified when I upload more videos. If you're into this news kind of thing, like this that we're talking about here, let me know, because I'll do more of it. We'll touch on more news out there in the video game world and things like that if you're into this kind of thing. And yeah, so that's pretty much all I got to say about that. With that said, I'll catch you all down the road.